They're going to be able to hear you now.
Got it.
Say hello.
Hello.
All right, everybody. Fletcher, you can go ahead and lead us off with Lonzo.
Okay, Lonzo, I think Brandon Ingram just surprised a few of us when he was asked, does he think the NBA is going to be able to pull off this experiment? And he actually said no. Where do you fall on the whole bubble environment, starting, leaving this week, and the NBA finishing the season successfully?
I think it's going to be a day-by-day thing. Obviously, nothing's going to be perfect. This is something that's never been done before. There's still a lot of question marks. But like I said, I think it's going to be day by day. You know, as much as we try to apply to the rules, I think that's going to help, you know, get us through the season. But I can't really tell you whether it's going to work or not. I don't know how I feel about it. You know, I'm just happy to see my teammates and at least go out there, you know, as a team trying to, you know, win for the organization.
Thank you.
Hey, Lonzo, it's Dan Wekey with the LA Times. Sorry, I turned my camera on. I'm curious, kind of, what's your approach for the quarantine period of this? How much time have you spent about thinking about what you're going to do for maybe 3 days, stuck in a hotel room? How are you going to kind of pass the time?
Really just stretch, watch Netflix. I mean, nothing you really can do. Try to get my series in, you know, whatever that is, and keep you updated on that.
Alonzo, Christian Clark with NOLA.com. I was just curious, you know, some of the people we've talked to said they weren't able to get shots up at all during the hiatus. Some people said, you know, they got private access to a gym. Just what were you able to do basketball-wise during the hiatus?
When I first got home, I had a gym, and then they closed it for about a month because of the rules. You know, they didn't want people, the 10 people rule or whatever. So they started taking the rims off of the parks too as well. So the last about month and a half, I didn't have a gym until like the last 2 weeks I was out there. So I'm trying to get as much as I can in right now.
Hey Lonzo, curious about the coalition you, JJ, and Demario Davis formed. Just how did that come about, and what made you want to get involved with that?
I got a phone call asking me, you know, if I can be a part of it. And I told him I'd definitely do that. I know JJ was happy to do it as well. Basically, just trying to, you know, bring change as fast as possible and do it whatever we can to bring awareness to the situation, spread light to the situation, and, you know, try to get things fixed.
Christian, go ahead.
I went, sorry.
Andrew, go ahead.
Lonzo, how important was it for you, just kind of piggybacking off of Amos's question there, to participate in the movement, going out to protest when you were back in LA, and just be vocal in that regard?
Well, I'll speak first. When I was back home, obviously, you know, I was in Chino Hills, so I'm the biggest name to ever come out of there, so it's only right, you know, that I go use my platform and use my voice that I have, like I said, to spread light on the situation. I just feel like it's just us as the whole NBA, like people look up to us, so anything that we can say or can do, I feel like we should, you know, take those steps to do it just because all the eyes are on us.
Lonzo, how tough was it for you to have the season end at the timing that it did in terms of the way that you were shooting the ball? And how eager are you to be able to get back to the court as far as just to build on the way that you were playing so well at the beginning of March?
Yeah, I thought I was playing good basketball going into the virus stopping everything. Hopefully I can pick up where we left off at. Not only me, but as a team. I feel like we was moving in the right direction. And I think we have a chance, you know, to make the 8th spot.
Lonzo, with everything going on in the United States right now, you know, the pandemic, the Black Lives Matter movement and such, did you ever have any pause or concerns about going to the restart and committing yourself to playing basketball again this season?
I definitely think right now it's a lot bigger than basketball. So I really don't know how I feel about that, you know, going over there and kind of taking away from what's going on. But hopefully we can, you know, have that spotlight on us. And like I said, just keep, you know, pushing, and do what we can to, promote change.
This is Will Guillory with The Athletic. I know the team has already announced that Jeff Bisdelic will be going to Orlando, and there's the possibility that Alvin will go as well. Have you thought about just what that would be like as a point guard to manage that, and what's it been like kind of developing your relationship with Alvin?
It's been great. As the year's been going, not the year, but as the year been going on, I think having a full team back helped us a lot, me and Alvin, and just knowing everybody's tendencies and knowing our strengths and weaknesses as a team. Without those two guys going, Jeff as well, for the defense, I think that puts more of a responsibility on my back to definitely speak more and get people in the right spots, to enable us to win.
What kind of, I guess, performance from Brandon Ingram are you expecting when you guys get to Orlando? You've been with him obviously for a while now and kind of watched him go from where he was in LA to the all-star and the kind of growing potential max player that he is now. What do you expect from him when you guys get out there?
Yeah, he's definitely a max in my eyes. I'm going to look to him to score the ball, to do big things for us on both sides of the ball. I think he's going to pick up right where he left off of. He's been that guy for us all year. I don't think anything's going to change.
I'll speak in. Okay. Lonzo, Danwick again. The pandemic and everything has disrupted all sorts of processes. One of them has been the draft process. I'm curious what your conversations have been like with your brother as he tries to prepare for this. Really a draft and a draft preparation that's unlike any that's ever happened before.
I just told him to stay in the gym. I know he's in Detroit working with JJ right now. And as long as he gets his work in, regardless of what happens, the draft is going to be in October, I believe. So he should be ready by then. And then whatever happens for next year, he should be good. But I told him to stay in the gym. Don't worry about everything going on. Thankfully our family's healthy, so that's cool. And he's just doing his thing in Detroit right now.
Alonzo, you said that you felt like things were headed in the right direction when play paused. We saw you guys at full strength for a very short amount of time, but what did you just think about the team you had when you guys were at full strength?
I was just happy to be out there, really. It was a lot of fun. Obviously winning's a lot more fun than losing. But like I said, I think we can play with anybody when we have everybody healthy. And, we're going to Orlando with a full team, so that should be good for us.
Lonzo, have you had a chance to see Zion Williamson yet in the individual workouts? And if so, how does he look to you?
He looks amazing. He looks fully healthy. He looks even stronger than he was before, if that's even possible. But, I was happy to see him, happy to see he's in shape, and, I'm looking forward to playing with him.
Alonzo, Rod Walker with the Times-Picayune Advocate. Can you remember the last time, or have you ever played in a meaningful game in an empty gym? And if so, what's that like, and what kind of adjustment would this be for you all?
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever played in an empty gym other than a scrimmage, so that's definitely going to be different. The way I look at it is kind of going to be like AAU in a way, I guess, just with all the games played, in a day. It's just basically an NBA AAU tournament, I feel like.
Alonzo, have you thought about if you're going to change the name on the back of your jersey and what that message might be?
Yeah, I submitted equality to be on mine, so we'll see if I can get that. If not, I think the second one was Black Lives Matter, so one of those should be on it.
Lonzo, two questions, I apologize. I was going to follow up on what Will said. How do you feel about what the NBA is doing in regard to that with the Black Lives Matter on the court, giving the players the option? Do you think that it'll just be something that every player does, and just kind of your general thoughts on that concept is something going forward, maybe even past this season?
Yeah, I think a lot of players are going to do it. I know our whole team wants to do it, so hopefully the rest of the league buys in and takes part in the movement. As far as next year, I'm not sure. It would be nice, I feel like, for it to keep going, moving forward, but that's not up to me.
And my follow-up question was getting back to, again, while we don't know anything definitively yet, how is your relationship with Chris Finch? I know he's kind of the offensive coordinator, but if he has to resume more of a leadership role, just your general thoughts on him and how you have worked with him this season.
I think we'll be okay, just because I think we've been, pounding the system for a while now. Everybody knows what we're supposed to be doing. I think everybody knows their role. Everybody knows their spots. So defense, I mean, he goes through the offense with us all the time. I think everybody knows the offense by now. And I don't really see too many problems.